Alright, let's get the stream started. Welcome everyone that's already tuned in. If you do want to speak to me, in the description of the stream there should be a Discord link. If you join the Discord, you can hop into the live stream voice chat and you can actually chat with me, ask me questions and all whatnot. So today we're gonna just build a lot of shit with the new items added to the game. We're gonna try out some of the changes on the existing items and whatnot. So whatever you request basically is gonna be built. And I'd have to say, like, looking at the new items so far, like the Mace Shotgun, for example, it's just like a smaller Thunderbolt. Like a baby Thunderbolt, just like how the design is. It's a baby Spectre. Like, the stat, each hit gets 2% extra damage for 2 seconds, extra to 10 times. Each hit gets 5% for 2 seconds, second to 10 times. So basically it's the same perk, but weaker. And the exact same thing applies with the with the shotgun and the pair of cannons as well. Oh, can I make a skyscraper, maze, and sledge? I can do that. Let me just grab a quick frame. Here we go. So let's get. Oh, actually, of course, we need a cabin. Let's grab a humpback. Slap it on there. Then we got the sledgehammer over here. Then we got the maze over here. And it looks like they're basically equal in size. Okay, as you can see, you cannot quite build around these with each other. You can actually have the same thing with two mazes next to each other. And you have the same thing with two sledgehammers next to each other. So the maze should be the exact same as the sledge in terms of size. Again, it should, not 100% sure. Storm is probably gonna be similar to the Rapier as well. They do look the same in terms of size. So one block apart. Let's put that one to the back. And yeah, one apart. So the Storm is gonna be equal size to the Rapier. So like by the looks of it, all the upgraded cannon, like the new cannons, are all, or like all the new items, I mean, are exact same size as the rare, but they're more powerful, more towards the epic. So they're a little bit in between, and that's kind of cool. I do have to say, I love the big muzzle brake on the Hulk. It feels like a bit of a more old school cannon. Because I really miss like the long barrels and big muzzle brakes and everything from the old cannons still. And yeah. So we also have, of course, the new items over here. And the scimitar is all the way down here. Emily got upgraded to Storm Goddess Warwood every day. I mean, yeah, this one less power score. I mean, one less energy, and so that means you can have 3 plus a little bit extra, which is nice. And again, they're also much smaller, so you can hide them behind your cabin and whatnot. So let me just grab a generator real quick. And that will give me the energy to slap 3 of them in here in the back. If you just like create a new build, let's check their new wheels actually. The array. So, in terms of size, I think they're smaller than Bigfoot's, right? Yeah, they are. Okay. But if you like make something that has like a bit of an angled build like this, I'm gonna make it a little bit extreme here. Then you can still hide the guns one down, so they're a bit smaller, but you still have the gun depression. They don't seem too bad. Nothing too interesting there though. Although I'd have to say, one of the most interesting things for me, although not for you guys, is actually the new fusion stuff. You guys are gonna hate these, because you now roll 1, 2, or up to even 3 random stats. Although, in return, the amount of random stats is reduced. So for example, the aspect, before upgrading it, you would have 10% chance of getting a specific upgrade. So you get 10 upgrades, and yet you would get one of each. But now, you have 3 times 3. So you have 33% to get one specific one you want. However, if you want to have 2 of a specific kind, you have 33% of 33%, which goes to like 10%. And you want to have 3 specific upgrades, it goes down to 3% chance of actually getting the ones you want. That kind of hurts. Of course, you can, like, if you reroll, you can decide to keep the old one, but you cannot partially keep it. So let's say you had you have the reliability one you want, but you want a different one in power. You have to reroll it, and you either have to pick both a new reliability and power, or keep the old reliability and power. So you cannot reroll just a power tab, or just a handling tab. Like if you would allow us to reroll one specific, then I would actually have like been really okay with the system, because then you would be able to like work towards the perfect build. But right now, it's too much RNG still. That said, I think I'm actually just gonna throw together our build with the new legs and new movement parts. And I'll be using as much of the new parts as I can, including a bunch of new frames. Of course, these have been added in the game in a while. So we're gonna just throw one of these on. We're gonna grab the big ram. And the big ram also is the first movement part that can be rotated, which allows the questions: are they gonna allow us to like rotate hovers towards the front, maybe, or spider legs towards the front? Because of course these are still side mounted, but still, like, it's kind of cool. All right, we're gonna grab some more stuff. Actually, I want to grab an 8 wide frame now I think of it. Because with the 8 wide frame, or, yeah, 8 wide frame, we can throw together these two. And that's actually where we can put a Apollo array generator in. I'm not quite sure yet if I want to do it like this, although actually, if we swap these around, so if I move that there, I can move the two 8 longs to the side. And then we can use a normal 6 long frame on both other sides. There we go. So with that, we would be able to put 2 of these like that, and then 1 more in the back. I know I already have 6 of these. So let's grab a bit of just a fast cabin. I'll just grab Cerberus here. It's been a really long time since I've taken out the Cerberus, so I'll just have him have the enjoyment of testing this thing out. So first up, we have the wheel system. And these things can go pretty fast with the wheels, like, wow. This goes up to 90 pretty much. Actually, no, it goes higher than that. So we're going to have to throw on an engine with power to really see what we got. So Golden Age goes 8% extra bonus speed, 7%. So we're going to grab the Colossus to, because the engine speed increase skews the test data the lowest amount as possible. So we go up to 90 pretty quickly. And now we go up to 100. And I think this thing will go up to 107, knowing the maximum of the speed of the Cerberus. But you don't quite reach that. Okay. It's too long of an acceleration range. Anyways, but this thing can easily keep up 90 on lighter builds. And that's it. Let's just activate the ability now. Okay, it gets a bit of a few seconds, and then we go down to 35 kilometers an hour movement speed. But we are able to strafe, and we're a bit more stable. These are very interesting movement parts, I have to say the least. So what's the defective part? Speeds up aiming time by 50% depending on the share of big rim among other vehicles' chassis parts. So aim time, I think that's like the speed at which a crosshair contracts. So let's just grab a mammoth, although we're probably gonna hit. Okay, we barely got maximum. So now we're moving and itself is moving, so we're gonna stop it. And that's what the contraction before the crosshair. That's what we're talking about in terms of like aim speed. I think that's the thing that they mean with the aiming time here. I don't think it's gonna be rotation speed. I very much doubt that. But it's definitely like they're definitely interesting moving parts, but they're also really tall. And for that, we're just gonna compare them to a set of mech legs. Just gonna throw that one in the middle. Oh, actually no, we only these are actually larger in comparison. So in terms of height, yeah, they are higher than the normal mech legs by at least one block. They're also really odd because if you do it like this, you're actually gonna cut a little bit to the left. And of course, you gotta be very limited in your movement speed to 40 kilometers an hour. And in this case, you actually don't really notice it at all. But actually, now I think of it, what this does allow you to do is, let's say you have, like, these have 800 durability, these have 600, these are much less durability. What we can do is upgrade spider builds. And this is kind of cool. You just have to make sure to set the movement parts to the actual setting. Okay, actually, as you can see, once you hit, it actually raises the thing up further if you go into the mech leg mode. Look at that. Then you're going a really, really tall build. So it does support that. And you can actually like have kind of like dynamic suspension in that regard. And in this case, you could actually still slide. I think you can still slide short strafe. No, no, no. These things have a lot of traction, but it looks fit. These are definitely interesting. And I would love to see what actually comes out of these. But what I also think is because these are taller than these, what you can now also do is if I just throw these on like this, you can incline your leg builds. Now isn't that cool? You can actually like use this to like make builds where you have extra either like gun depression or you can hide guns behind your cabin this way. So by throwing on a pair of normal mech legs in the front. Like they look really odd. That's for sure. Especially because these legs are not as wide as the normal mech legs. But at the same time, what you could do is simply widen the frame here. So like, I'm just gonna like throw on a bunch of frames. I'll actually use the 6 wides here. And we're just gonna throw on one more 8 wide frame right here and right here. So you would have a lot of space in the back to throw in a bunch of modules if you do it this way. And actually, you don't have to rotate these if you swap around. Like, if you swap around, they will still face the rear or forward orientation that you have selected before. But it's kind of convenient. So, of course, you do have to, like, activate them every single time you go into battle. And they will, of course, take up a module slot in terms of, like, you cannot have a module on the same button because then they will activate and you'll go to the wheel mode temporarily. You have to reactivate them back to the walker movement mode. But yeah, these are definitely unique movement parts, that's for sure. So what kind of guns do you want to do you guys want to see on a platform like this? I'm just gonna throw it back to the normal like 6-wheel leg setup. So we're gonna throw that one in there. We're gonna throw that one there, and we're just gonna throw on this one over here. 1, 2, and 3. And we are... Actually, yeah, of course, we're gonna double check the step spider here for a quick second. Does it increase the speed of these legs? And yep, we do. Got up to 46 from 35. So it looks like the step spider is still gonna be the way to go with these, but if you want to travel far distances, of course, you can go a bit faster with the legs. Oh, wheel mode. About 60 kilometers an hour. But if we throw in like something like a cheetah, we probably will get some better results with the wheel setup. So now you easily hit 63, and then it's gonna go slower up to 70-ish. Yeah, you won't get much faster than 70 here. But 70 is still much like a pretty big improvement over the 46. Oh lord, those front legs. Okay, now do take turns, but that was really odd to see those legs swap like that. Does it work again if we just go like this? Yep. So this way, all the legs will. Okay, now they take turns again. But if you go directly forward, okay, there we go. Go to the wheel mode. We're just gonna go get a long stretch here. Okay, go back to these wheels. Yep, they use the caterpillar movement mode. Yep, that's odd. I'm not really seeing much chatting in the chat, guys. What do you guys want to see? I want to know what you guys want me to build here with the new items. Which items do you want to see me test? So otherwise, I'm just gonna grab some random guns. Use different controls for 2 of them. We can do that. Let's just pick the front ones. Yeah, 1 and 1. Or is this going to be normal? And now we can actually strafe, even though strafing slows down. And of course we get the slight inclination from the build. Let's see if we swap them around, if you notice it more. Yeah, you notice less if they're like that. Kind of like this. You got the slight inclination, but not as much as you would otherwise. And of course the movement is much less stable, so I would probably advise against like putting on 2 buttons. I try mandrakes with the 2 types of legs. You mean that we try to incline them? We could try that. We probably want to have them like this, because then they're as close together as possible. We're just gonna grab the normal set of legs, and they're actually not... They're too large. I have to put them all the way in the back here in order for those to fit. And we're just gonna throw on a small platform to make sure we can actually put on the mandrake, and then we're gonna throw it on. There we go. Oh wait, those haven't been set to the different buttons. Those are the exact 2 in the front. Well, this is pretty much the maximum inclination you're gonna get, guys. Not quite direct fire, that's for sure. But of course, if you do these with like something like a Bigfoot. Actually, guys, remember, these are still, technically speaking, these are still wheels. So we can actually use these for a direct mandrake build. like that. And like if you go into the leg mode, it goes even further forward. And we're actually almost got a direct fire mode right there. Almost. Let's just grab, actually let's grab the smallest wheels we have. And those of course are the stallions. 200 IQ, yeah. Seems about right. We're gonna put these two different button. And right now, we do not have direct fire yet. So we're gonna, okay, pretty much direct fire achieve. Oh god. That balance though. So this is pretty much direct fire. Even though we're getting stuck into the ground. Let's see, can we... This is the, wait. This is the lowest we can get, yeah. And this, we can do direct fire with this, guys. We can actually do direct fire with the new system. So, of course, we're gonna have to test it out in full. And for that, we're gonna make it a little bit more stable. We're gonna extend these arms a little bit. And, actually, we don't need them that long, I think, even. We can actually just extend the back later on. That would work, too. So, we're gonna just take away the engine for a second. Okay, what we need to do is actually... I'm gonna throw that to the side. Because we're gonna need an 8 wide frame there. Yeah, we're gonna have to rebuild the entire platform like this. So 8 wide frame in the back. And we're gonna of course put the generator in there. 2 long sets, and now we should be able to put the wheels in front here. Yep, there we go. I'm already live. Yep. If you're not getting it popped up, might want to consider refreshing it. I'm just gonna put them like this, because that will give us a lot of room in the back to put on the mandrakes there. Also, by the way, these are perfectly flat, guys. You can put anything you want on there. It's really amazing how there's like no space taken there whatsoever. So we can literally just grab a pair of mandrakes and we can put them as far forward here as possible. Okay, this actually doesn't quite work because the legs shift on the ground. So we do actually have to invert these. We're just gonna put them as far back as possible because then we can put a pair of small buggy floors in the front. And there we're gonna mount, of course, the mandrakes on. And then we're gonna move the legs. Actually, do we need that? Let's just test it first like this. Okay, balance-wise, we got an issue there. We need a bit more in terms of length. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do it like that. Because now we can actually try if we can like make it shorter or less wide at least. Okay, that doesn't fit. I want to make this as like as compact as possible. So there we go. Direct fire achieved, guys. And we can just we can actually just drive around with this. Oh dear God. Of course, the aiming is always a bit wonky. And the recoil is pretty stiff. Damn. Okay, let's try if we can put the pilgrims on my group 4. Pilgrims. Group 4. I think we like lower that. Let's see if we can just actually go with full wheel mode here. Oh god. Yeah, we can actually. And that actually does make it more stable. Still gotta hit a whole lot of recoil here. But that's something I'm willing to sacrifice for a build like this, I would say. And we can even attempt, if we can... Oh, dear God. We got a lot of space to work here. Let's see if we can throw on. See how much width is that? You're gonna need trees. So we're gonna need a 6 long width frame there. So we put this one back. Put the 6 wide frame here. We would be able to like add an extra set of wheels in the front to make sure we don't lose them very easily. Like so. Okay, we need more stallion steering wheels. Do we have more stallion steering wheels? Okay, these are apparently upgraded ones, but I'll just take the normal ones instead. Here. And yeah, this does widen the build again, but we're here for the stability now. That looks so odd. And of course, aiming is still gotta be a challenge here. Okay. Interesting little bugger here. Okay, let's see. What can we do to improve this build? Actually, we have 16 of 16, so we can only throw on a hot rod engine. And of course, a bunch of ammo packs. Expanded ammo packs. I'm just gonna throw on 2 of these somewhere. Okay, we can actually put one here. That's probably like the safest spot to put one. Generator's there, right in smack middle. We're gonna have to cover that up at least a little bit. What have we got in terms of space to work here with, though? Not much at all. So it's gonna be a bit of a challenge to stuff everything in here. Okay, we've got 2 of those. And that's gonna be allowing us to mount a bunch of these in the front. These 2 should do the job. Then let's see if we can stuff some more stuff in here. There we go. No, cannot actually put them to the side, so that is gonna be that. And now we're just gonna make a roof. And we don't have to do much in terms of roofing. I'm just gonna throw on like an APC rear. Okay, that's actually too wide. We're not gonna be able to fit that in there. Looks like 6 wide is gonna be our limit. So I'm just gonna throw on a set of these canvas roofs. There we go. We've got a roof. Now we're just gonna have to add a small bit of frontal armor in front of the cannons. And that should actually be it. Honestly, for this build, you don't have to do a whole lot of complicated things, which is quite nice. That's gonna be too large though, isn't it? Let's take something else. Because we only have like a little bit of space, so let's say if we put a pair of small struts right here, they're gonna be our bottom line. And we can actually, we can throw on some APC side doors here. 1, 2, and 3. And we can just stuff that up with these. And there we go, go to the front. I don't honestly think we have to do much more about the rear. Just check the ammo capacity on this thing, 17. We could widen up the frame a bit here, and we can actually get some more space in the center. And again, this is all to show testing stuff out. I do think we should actually grab some of these frames, because these of course have a lot more health. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. And let's upgrade these ones on the side as well. You really do not want to lose those frames. If we can actually fit that in there. It doesn't seem actually like we can, so no, let's just leave them there. Some 6 wide frames in here, like that, will give us enough space to actually stuff the ammo packs like this. Back to movement parts, big rims. We actually have them right here, so we don't actually have to move them in closer. Again, this is all just testing stuff initially. This build is not gonna be like the new meta build or anything at all. We're just gonna see what we can do here. Don't want to take too much time because you guys are all watching me build right now, and that's not quite what I want you guys to do. I guess, oh, building with me always takes a shit ton of time, and I don't want to waste yours. Let's stuff a few of these small ammo packs and just call it a day. Or I'll just leave the back end open. Again, don't want to make you guys wait much more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Give it a bit of paint. And we have ended up with a build that is 12,000 power score. Let's just put it through its paces. See what it does. You have no radar. We could have thrown one of them on there, but we're already in queue. Download 1.2 gigabytes. Yeah, it was actually like the update. It's pretty big. It's a bunch of gigabytes. Yeah, will actually surprise you how actually how freaking large this update is. So for the ones that don't know yet, so we got the rewards tree, and when you put there, you can see the challenges there, and those are the things that you have to complete in order to get the new stuff. Now I'll just go into those in a second. I'll just load up the guns and aim them forward and just lock them up. There we go. Now I can just look around and the guns are ready. And again, just remember guys, we're direct fire and we're still in the wheeled mode. So actually you wouldn't quite need to use the step of spider here. You could use the new cabin, because the new cabin gives you 15% reload speed increase. That's 2,500 damage right there. Just reload. The guns are still locked. Don't really need them to fire anywhere else. And we're just gonna hit up Florence here, I think. Not quite the result that we wanted. We missed all the shots, honestly. And furthermore, I think we have been glitched into the ground. So let's reset the wheels. And yep, there we go. Fixed it. Oh, enemies behind us. Let's rotate around. If we can, that is. Well, never mind. So this build is gonna need some work. I think I'm just gonna like save it up, and I'll go for it later. So what do you guys want to see next? Somebody wants to be my friend. As long as I have pending like friend size, I will add you guys. But if I run out, I'll just boot the people that have not been online for the longest time. So yeah. Now we actually should test the new guns. Should we not? It's got just a basic. You know what? Let's just go for a basic normal frame setup. We're not gonna weave the frames like we did last time. We're gonna again just test a whole bunch of stuff at the same time by throwing a bunch of hovers on this thing. I know these are too many, but I'm gonna have to cut some out anyways, because we're gonna grab ourselves the photon cabin. And that one doesn't fit in there without cutting a few parts. And we can actually manage to put it in here. That's fine. We're gonna grab ourselves an Apollo generator again. Throw them underneath. Because with this one, we got all energy weapons do 100% damage to heated parts. Now, of course, in terms of heated stuff, we're gonna have to grab ourselves an Aurora. So if I can actually find one, there it is. Aurora, we're just gonna throw it in there. And one we're gonna test is the blockchain plasma cutter. It's a plasma weapon, so technically it's a, as far as I understand, it is a energy weapon. and it deals 150% more damage to heated parts. So 130% damage base, and that is get further amplified by another 150%. And on top of that, since these are just 4 energy weapons, we can throw on 3 of them. So that's gonna be quite a lot of damage output just by math alone. Of course, we will have to test whether this actually works. Test the firing angles of these guns. It looks good enough. And let's throw on a engine as well. Hot red. Of course, we had 16 energy, so we can only put in a hot red. And we got the keen radar. Hello, Extreme TM. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you'll enjoy your stay. We're gonna have to rebound the Aurora. I'm just gonna shoot this target right here for a single shot. 126. Let's get really close as well. 132. We're gonna shoot this one as well. 126. 132. So these don't do much damage, but 184 right there. Go up to full heat. And over 1000 damage. Best purple guns from the new events or from just in general? General. Let's see. Spectres are not really good. Protectors are not really good. Techers are not really good. Critical is not great. Fafnir's are decent. Fatmans are decent. Executioners are decent. Crickets are good. Go to Fredo. Yes, the update is live. It has been since this early this morning. They really went nuts and like when the update went. Look, it's gonna be expensive. Pyro, it's not great. Impulse, no. Red Toe is not great. Prometheus is a pretty decent pick right there. These are still gonna be testing. Remedy is a pretty good one as well. As far as at least I understood. Yeah, there's epics. I would very much go for the cricket. So Jungbo. Well, of course, you can just buy them on the market. You don't have to like craft them yourself. There's still a whole bunch of weapons I still have to test, by the way, guys. I need to test the Sinus. I have to test the Mace, the Rupture. I still haven't tried that one out. Storm. Honestly, Jewel even. I've done a bit of it, but not much. I have to test out the Locust more. I have to test of course, the Trigger, the Blockchain Assembler. The Lacerator. Out of all things, Annihilator. Don't really feel like doing an Amelie and Incinerator as well. I need to test a whole bunch of weapons, actually. I have not played enough in the recent times. Of course, this is already 12 a bit effective market. Probably. Well, of course, there are new rarities. Crafting recipes got all, like, changed and everything. So, yeah, most probably they did get affected. I'm just gonna move this a bit forward. See if we can actually, rearrange the rear here. Just gonna move that like that. Radar as well. Put a frame right there. And this gun is too big. Doesn't fit in there between there. Darn it. Alright. Let's see if we can actually... if there's anything interesting we can throw on. There's not really anything we could throw on for free. Yeah, that's actually only just armor, honestly. Dastard rework wheels. Rework how? You mean that there's not really reason to choose the different ones? Like, honestly, I would think I would love, like, wheels again, behaving differently in different terrains. That's something I would definitely like think would be cool. And also maybe that like I don't know, like yeah, larger wheels maybe giving a power boost, you know, while some of them like smaller wheels gives you a slight speed, but like 1%, you know, 1 or 2% speed boost and uh like power boost respectively. Because of course this actually drains energy like power, so actually it's slower. But like I think like the energy the power drain should be more similar because of course the large wheels are pretty large, but again the small wheels would have a speed boost in return instead of draining less power because you want to have more wheels anyways. In general, you do end up with the bigger wheels, but then like of course the smaller wheels would have lesser traction or whatever. You could do a whole lot of stuff with different kind of wheels, honestly. But yeah, that's it. On to back to the setup we got here. Honestly, this is more a test setup, and yeah, I could throw it into a battle, but it will not perform very well. I could just throw on a bunch of armor to give it a bit more health. Level up the battle pass. I am not gonna be leveling up the battle pass on my main account because I barely even found enough spare time to go live for you guys now. And that's all just because of college. College is busy, busy, busy for me. And it just leads to me, yeah, just not really being able to do stuff a lot. Yeah, the new gun they say deals the same damage. Yeah, I still have to test that. God damn it. I'm going to lose that front gun. I'm aware of that. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to make that less likely from happening. But because of the reduction in hover height, actually now it's back heavy for quite a bit. I don't think it will be able to mount it underneath, can I? Like I can try. Let's see. We put it in a 6 wide. Of course we're gonna have to do these. And in between, that's a 6 wide area. I want to move this to the rear as far as possible. Because that way, we got a bit more space in the front here. And instead of 4 wide, wait, we can't quite do that, can we? This way we keep, this works. Now we just have to, one of those. There we go. Just in, Trebius, sorry for butchering that name. Updates on console are always delayed in comparison to PC. That's because they are two entirely different versions and they have to be developed separately. Furthermore, on console, they have to basically get approval to actually drop the patch. And they're gonna have to wait for said approval in general. So that's why patches on console will always be later than on PC. Fears I would honestly be lost. Well, thank you. I try to make things as clear as possible for you guys. So, actually, you know what? Let's just do that for you guys. Okay, so this is the season rewards. This is the new event. So you're gonna notice in the bottom we got normal stuff and we got stuff that has this little lock pad on it. So lock pad means that those are limited to owners of the battle pass. And of course, the Battle Pass can be bought if you go here, Premium Season, you can buy the Battle Pass here. I strongly advise against buying the Elite one. There's no reason whatsoever. All it does, compared to the normal one, is increase the season level by 15 compared to its base level. Like, you get 14 extra levels compared to the normal battle pass, and they're both perfectly the same in any other regard. There's no reason whatsoever to get the Elite Battle Pass because 25 euros is a lot of money. Just don't do it. Anyway, back to the event. So, for players that do not pay, they can obtain everything that doesn't have the padlock. That includes all the weapons because you actually get blueprints for the weapons. And if you go to like factions, you actually have these. You can actually now have to scroll through these. But as far as I know, like somewhere at least, you will unlock the ability to actually never mind. Here it is, founders. Now you only see the vehicle blueprints here, but you will be able to craft one down right here. There is no option to buy levels. You have to play in order to get higher levels, and that counts for both the battle pass owners as the free players. So right down here, the ability to craft will appear similar to like right here, crafting. So it will be the exact same way in that regard. And once you unlock one of these blueprints, you'll be able to craft it. So at level 2, you'll get the nailgun blueprint. So that one is really easy to get. At level 9, you get the wheel. At level 22, we got the blockchain, and actually the steering wheel here is actually at 16 for the array wheel. 29, we got the verifier. Level 36, we got the big rim. At level 43, we got the omnibox. 51 is for the trigger. And at 59, we got the assembler. And at 74, we get the Annihilator blueprints. So if you want to actually have an easier time grinding and you want to get all the special stuff, like of course the armor parts here are also machinery part. Those are included in the normal stuff. If you want to have the appearance items, however, so just this railing, then you're going to need the Battle Pass. Furthermore, Battle Pass gives you a bunch of weapons that are already pre-crafted and pre-upgraded. So the nail gun, for example, this one has a 10% extra durability, 5% extra damage, and 20% less spread while both stationary and moving at the same time. And in comparison, these wheels get plus 10% durability, plus 25% traction. We also get a CK loader customization kit. I'm gonna have to check out for what wheel that is later on. We got a bunch of other stuff. We got more armor parts right here. These are appearance parts. That's an appearance part. We got a chief engineer hologram projector. Lamps. This is the CK reach stacker. It's another CK item. CK digger. So side mirrors, stuff like that. Here are more bunch of armor parts. White medium wheels. Yeah, I'm gonna check all of them because there are 3 different new wheel customization kits. Also, we got this one. Resistance to damage, active time, and drone durability perks on the base drone. You get one for free with that full upgrades. CK what? Okay, let's go to the storage to the CKs. So in terms of wheels, we got... Actually, I am missing them. Darn it. I cannot actually see what they are. Yeah, those are already older. Yeah, I do not have the CKs yet, guys, so I cannot show them off. But I should be able to show them off, like, somewhat soon. Like, not during this stream, but, like, at some point I should be able to show them off. So that's that. We are going to go back to, actually, the challenges here. So we have daily challenges, weekly challenges, and hard weekly challenges. And those will go towards the level of the thing. So 5,000 experience is going to be needed to go up to the next level. And if you go to the challenge, you can see this one already gets only 300, but the weeklies give 7,000 and these ones give 3,000. New frames. Yeah, I've seen them. I've used them. So, just doing one of these will already level you up at least once. So grab one rare part, easy raid. You know what? We're just gonna do that live for you guys. So factions, I'm just gonna get crafting, or we're just gonna craft a random little boy cannon. And I just got 2 challenges completed. Close that. close that. Gonna finish this real quick. You actually don't have to finish the craft, you only have to start crafting by the looks of it. And as you can see, one of the weekly challenges disappeared. And go back to rewards. We have leveled up to level 2. So now I am able to craft the simulator. So we're gonna go to the faction founders. Here you go, crafting. And it's gonna require you to rent a workbench as usual. And here are gonna be the crafting requirements for one scimitar nailgun. You can see here, equipment, you actually only got a logo. So we're going to go back here to the rewards section. So we received a pair of nail guns, received this stuff, and we're already like pretty far into getting the rating. Let's see, okay, so patch first bloods, 5,000 damage using machine guns, easy rate 5 times. That's actually quite easy to gain. Alright, we're just going to finish up this build real quick, and then we're going to go into a match to see whether we can actually get those 5,000 machine gun XP at some point. And see what we can actually get during this live stream. I will not actually focus onto those missions too much, but I guess it's a good excuse to grab that new machine gun. So I'm just going to throw on a random front end piece here, if I can. There we go. And we're just going to throw a observation pod in the front to kind of finish that really slick look here. That's one thing I really like about the Photon. It looks really, really slick. But that's all I really have to say about the Photon here. Just going to throw some more stuff on there. And I'm just going to call it a day again. Just going to throw on the paint. And we are gonna make sure the Aurora's in there. Can we actually fire the Aurora against our average targets? We can, with a little bit of struggle. So we kind of want to move it forward, don't we? We should be able to if we move this into the front. We're gonna move these right there and right there. Gonna move the machine gun Aurora all the way forward. We should be able to actually just fiddle that in there. Just put it up like that. These all still connect up, all fine. So moving it further to the front, we should have improved the firing angles at least a little bit. Although it's still kind of blocked by the big giant plow. So which we kind of gonna get rid of then in that case. Just put onto a pair of small plows and again call it a day. Just random paint. And yeah, there we go. We can actually fire it up slightly upwards now, so that's fine. And we're just gonna go into battle now. Again, power score over 12,000. New frames, yeah, we have, again, you can see we are using those new frames. Okay, override, again, you do notice it. It's less high. We're not as high up as we were anymore, but it's still fine, I guess. I just want to see what damage output we can do with these. So we're gonna actually play a bit careful here. Okay, we got a sideways hover, definitely there. Okay, its balance is kind of hard to control. Oh, we got a big track there, so we might be able to damage quite a bit. Give it charged. There we go. Track is gone. Oh, those are missiles. Let's charge forward, see if we can dodge some of those at least. That's one hover gone. He's gone. Okay, he's gone as well. Can't really test these too much this way. I guess we're just gonna go into a test drive. And again, you can see the damage output of these are a real thing. Aren't doing 1,000 damage or something like that. What we could actually, for the most easiest way to actually check that, we can just throw on a frame. Gonna throw on a arch humpback cabin here, and we're just gonna stack on durability. We're just gonna skip the different plows, but we're just gonna throw on a whole bunch of armor here. That should be enough to like test how much this will actually like damage things. And I'll just make this test rig real quick for us to actually test all the weapons, to be honest, because that's going to be the easiest way to actually check what all of the new stuff does. Of course, we have tested new weapons already on the test server, but this is going to be with different stats, because during the live server they are going to be slightly different from what they were previously. It's a bit of an odd shaping right now here, but I don't really care too much. This ought to be enough health though. Let's control on that. And we got a total health of 3.8 thousand. Okay. So these are again are the blockchain weapons. I'm gonna light up the cabin. It's all charged up. 800 damage. Bit lower, 700. And it goes down, of course, because we cool down the cabin. It's fully charged. Go move back, so we actually got good shots. 800. And it goes down real quick. Like, you really need to keep the enemy heated up a lot. And the damage is not as extreme as they were on the dev server. That's kind of a bummer. We're gonna save this one up as well, so we can actually use this as a test platform for other stuff as well. So let's remove these. And we're going to go by type again. Got a whole bunch, new little boy. Wow, thank you. Yeah, I crafted that. Now we're just gonna grab the trigger here. We're gonna remove the gun on the bottom, because we're not gonna be needing that one. This is gonna also take 4 energy. And there we go. These do 800 damage. These do similar amounts of damage as the other weapons. And these are damage-based weapons that also charge, which actually gives you a reason to use the photon on this thing. Which is actually really nice. And you can see it almost kills an enemy in a single hit. Especially ones that have less health. These seems to actually gotten like the better end of the stick here. 1, 2. Okay, we're probably gonna need a turret here. Yep, there we go. And these guys got the long end of the stick compared to the blockchain. Just gonna give a new paint job, and we're just gonna bring this one out of the metal as well. Again, just over 12,000 power score, so we're gonna be fighting full level enemies. Nothing special on this build, other than again just the photon there to get a little bit more damage out of the heating up of the parts. And it just seems like these two were like a match in heaven. Energy weapons and that heat. And our we're gonna have to mute you. And you. Don't want to have some Russians talking to me and not knowing I can actually talk back. Alright. One sideways hover to the right here. There it is. There already gets one gun. Missed the second shot. Yeah, these are dangerous. Look at that. There goes the second gun. There goes kill. One gun. I think that's already the second gun. And a kill. Wow. Okay, I have to say, I think these guns are gonna be the best thing on this update. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of things done. Let's go into one more here. Let's just check the challenge. Entry patches. Except for picking up a flipped ally. You cannot grind those. So normal raid, easy raid. You're gonna have to complete those a bunch of times in the patch First Blood. So the patch First Blood, of course, you're gonna check the menu if you click here and check patches. And First Blood is gonna be, I think, yeah, that's the first kill of the match. Pretty sure. Got some crickets. First enemy close to B. There he is. Ah, didn't actually kind of underestimated there. Okay, single player there, but he was cloaked. Oh, we can go up and behind them. That's one. Well, I'm gonna get grinded up here, but I can actually do a lot of damage against those guys. They got a kill there, actually. Like, these builds have a pretty exposed cabin, and these dogs just get eaten away. Drake with a load of guns. Well, I can't... We were still limited by the energy, man. So yeah, I guess the next thing we're gonna just throw on are the machine guns. Although, do we want to have that on this build? No, it's fine, I guess. So the Sinus is 3 energy, which allows us to have 4 of these on without any issues and still have energy left for a set of modules. And I'm just gonna pick. I think I'm just gonna pick a pair of seals in the middle, and we're gonna take a pair of shivers on the side and get those cooling bonuses as well. Put on a random pane. We're gonna go back out. 10.9 thousand power score. It's gonna be probably too much for this one. I mean, it's still like about 100 damage a second. This thing does. Like, that's still nothing to sneeze at, guys. 100 damage a second. That's not bad. Hi, cold fire. Oi. Yep. Knew it. Don't want to get speared. Look at those guys. Oh. No. Oh, he goes in, but so do I. I knew there was going to be someone up there. I heard this engine noise, so I guess we're just going to go straight back into a battle. And, of course, the biggest question with these are, how do they compare towards the Spectre? So the Spectre has the same buff, but costs 1 more energy. That's going to be the biggest question of them all here. Compared to for the same thing with the Whirlwind and the other gun that they added here, Storm has 4 points instead of the Whirlwind's 5, but has the perk. how do they compare? How does the new shotgun compare to the epic one? Again, 3 energy compared to 4. And in this case, we're just gonna go sit over here. I should be able to fire over here. Yes, we can. We don't have to breach that much, man. Actually, yeah, we can do some damage, but it's not much. Gotta make sure nobody gets up here with cloak. Oh, there he is. Yeah, that guy got auto cannons. Since the other dude climbed down, we're just gonna go in there. There's nobody to back him up. Okay, there was somebody to back him up. Oh dear God. There's our 4 arbiters. Yes, they are. This guy has a whole set of machine guns. This guy doesn't know what to pick. So let's just check if we're opponent in the battle. Do we get the rewards for this challenge? Yes, we do. We still got the points for dealing damage using machine guns. So we're just gonna pick 2 gun here, and we're just gonna let's take those 2 out. And we're just gonna grab 2 specters, and we're gonna see how these guns compare. Specters are gonna go to the right mouse button. We're gonna back to our test platform. So we're just gonna fire until they overheat, I think. I buttoned them wrong, didn't I? Yes. This one goes to the right, left, and this one goes to the left. There we go. Okay, you definitely notice the more recoil on the Spectre side. Alright, a bit closer. Overheat issues. Fire angle issues as well. There we go. 508. First, less controllability here. 6 something. Okay. That is not much of an increase for the 2 extra energy points. It's 500 for 6. You would expect at least like 700 on the guns on the right. Not 650-ish. Of course, they do have the higher damage when burst firing right here, but I don't think the Spectres are gonna be like worth the 1 extra energy point there, guys. I really don't. I think you're actually just gonna be off with a 4 set of signers. Routing Japan, use a better gun. We're just currently testing these. I'll go on to different guns in a little bit. So, throwing back in the 2 radiators, we're just gonna test it out 1 more round. So you're gonna get a bit more damage up. Of course, we do want to try out to get those challenges for you guys and see how all of that progresses. So of course you'll get like 1 out of 5, 3 out of 4. So you can get up to 5 daily challenges. How does it fit? Goodbye. Well, if you don't want to watch, I'm not forcing you to. Spectre drive struck a lot. Yeah, probably. I kind of expected that to happen, I guess. These are overall, they have no recoil. They're really easy to handle. We're just gonna unload here. Trying to build up the damage. And that's not an enemy. Okay, here's a player. Gotta focus those first, of course. Of course, we still have the same issue with the Spectre, in that you have 2 seconds to hit a round. If you miss a round, you also lose out on the perk. Oh, that's an enemy dog. That's a problem. I won't be able to beat that. Not with these guns, at least. I will be able to damage him as much as possible, but we're just gonna get eaten up by those flamethrowers. Guess I went from melee to flamethrowers there. And there we go, 5,000, 5,000. So we just leveled up to level 3. And to receive additional... Okay, so it's gonna confront you that you need the battle pass item. Like, if you need to get the battle pass in order to get the new items. You can unlock weapon buying elite battle pass. Takes down enemies. No, but that shouldn't be possible. If that is possible, that shouldn't be possible. Like, South can. Like I believe your calculations, but that's assuming like you get 4 of those, 2 of those, and 1 of those every in their respective rotations. Something like here it says the 1 out of 5 data change. I think that if you complete this data change, you get 5 more, 4 more, and like you can do 1 at a time. Gotta let yourself. I don't quite have the time to calculate all that stuff for myself, sadly. But if that is true, the developers are gonna have to like, well, they're gonna have to like answer to that, because in the dev block they clearly stated that within the time frame of the event you can get everything. Though a battle pass, they're taking over 2 months. Also, like, you have to play every day for that. That's already like kind of sucky. 5 for unplayed days. Well, actually no, because they could reset it at the end of the day, so there wouldn't no reason why you could get more than 1 in this, according to the dev block. Rank 1 on the... Alright, on to the next gun now, though. And of course, those are the maces. Let's put a pair of them right here. And a pair of them on the cabin. I don't think we actually will need to actually bring those out, but here. 1, 2, 3, 4 charges. This is a live server, Michael Deckers. Update is live. Okay. We're gonna align as good as possible. Oh, it's 286 on the 2 shots. 284. So the damage increase of these are not actually much. 40% extra damage on the first shot compared to a 100% increase into the first shot. So the first shot is not gonna be, you're not gonna be noticing much, But this is actually you should most likely make a comparison to the sledgehammers in this case, because the sledgehammers are, as far as I know at least, more popular than the thunderbolts anyways. So we're gonna bring these out. They seem to have the exact same behavior. You don't really seem to notice a recoil difference either. Actually, maybe a slight recoil to the right. Well, not much there. So it changed epic weapon parameters and didn't make a list anywhere. That's all. Yeah, they did say somewhere that they changed epic weapons, but didn't actually say where you could see that either. Indeed, that's true. We have to find a place where we can actually fire these guns. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, we should to go for. Oh, we can do this differently. Here we go. Six, 5, 8. This is of course with the damage buff on the shotgun. So actually the damage isn't higher. Is it? 566. Oh. $560. Actually it seems that the mace aren't an upgrade over the new guns at all. So the sledgehammers seem to actually still be better than the maces. The hell? Huh. That's odd. And actually, we should actually adjust those with the vectors as well, shouldn't we? Vector sinus. So somebody actually gonna have to retry that in a more controlled environment. Of course, I'm on a hover, so that's not the best environment to test things on. Yeah, there we go. $47, $51, $87. Oh, 53. But yeah, I guess these have a slightly higher damage output. 81. Yeah, okay, of course with the buff. Three shots. Yeah. Not yet. I do not yet have the new structure parts. So yeah. These are improvements on the vectors, but ever so slightly. Well, vectors are not bad weapons to begin with, so sinus is fine, I guess. Goblins did get buffed, so of course we don't really have anything to compare them to. But that's an interesting buff, of course. And we're gonna do one of each of these because, of course, those are 4 energy each. Storm's gonna go to the right button, and we can actually throw on a whirlwind here as well, don't we? No, not quite. We need 1 more energy, so we're just gonna put that in here. And we're gonna throw the whirlwind on my fruit button. So 1, 2, 3. These are really controlled environments right now. So 1 shot, 15, 30, 45. So it is 16 to 17 damage. 58 and 50. Like compared to those, the whirlwind actually gets outperformed by its special counterpart. Of course, we do have to check the range. 22 and 18. So there you already notice a bit more of a difference. We're still, that one's still at 15, 19, and 26. So I guess about this range out, this is how far you have to be in order for the whirlwind to be worth it over the new autocannon. I think it's the storm, right? Yeah, the storm. So in order for the whirlwind to be better than the storm, you need to be at least 100 meters and preferably 200 meters out from your target. And only by then will the whirlwind become better than the storm. But of course, what you can do is, like, you can have a storm, like a pair of storms, and then a whirlwind. And at that point, you still have 3 more energy to put your shivers and everything in. And that way, like, they have the same way of performing at that point. And then you have a, like, this would be the new whirlwind setup, I would say. Maybe 2 whirlwinds, but more likely 2 storms. Maybe even 3 storms and just drop the whirlwinds overall. Storms definitely seem to have like a better heat management. Yeah, they do. But with the cooling speed on this build, you don't really notice it too much. So yeah, definitely an interesting weapon there. It might make autocannons at least somewhat viable. But now we're gonna go into the cannons, and for that, I think I'm actually gonna have to like grab a different build, because this one is not gonna cut it. So you know what? Let's scrap out the new frame, like the new cabin as well. Gonna grab a bunch of frames. We're actually gonna need 5, but that's not too much of an issue. You know, let's just bring the array steering wheels in here. I want to try those out. They're just medium wheel sized. Nothing too special there. And we are just gonna grab ourselves the Omnibox cabin. And a big platform to mount 2 cannons on both sides. Alright. So the first test is gonna be between the Hulk and the little boy. There we go. Standard ones. Hulk's gonna be set over to the right, little boy goes to the left. So this is the power mode, and now we're in the reload speed mode. There are the dailies. Okay, with more dailies, yeah, then it's fine. 115 compared to 131. So this one definitely deals more damage than the little boy. And then we're gonna grab a fat man, do the exact same thing. $131, $142. So the damage between the little boy and everything, like the difference there is different. And actually, ooh, look at that little panel opening up. Engine power. And that's reload. And at that point, these two reload rather fast. And you will see a small difference in like when they fire by now, because of course the little boy has the stronger perk, but it's actually like it's only 0.2 seconds. You barely even notice it. So that on top of like the smaller size and everything. Yeah, this isn't like a little boy skin. Yeah, it's a tiny little cannon, and that's actually just gonna like be actually really handy, because of course you can armor up these guns. Like put armor right here, and you will not actually notice them at all. It really makes them tiny little guns, and they still have the perk. And 0.3 seconds is still not bad. Like comparison to the Spectre got 5%, and then the Sinus only got 2. But now you went from 5 to 3. So in comparison, this perk is actually stronger. Furthermore, if you actually are to throw reload stuff on it, the firing speed is gonna be pretty good. We need 1 more energy here. It's Big G. Still wonder whether they named it Big G after Mr. G or what. And also why the smallest generator is called Big G in the first place. So we're just gonna go over here. So this reload speed is still not too amazing, but we're just gonna go over to the reload speed increase. And now you're gonna actually get a pretty decent rate of fire out of these guns. I also love the sound of the new guns. I do have to say, I do like these guns in terms of sound. So then we go, of course, have the prosecutor, which is a judge, basically, with the limit of power of an executioner. Now we're gonna do it like that. Put them on the left side this time because I'm gonna replace the right gun and I don't have to like redo the buttons every time. 127, 94. Wow, that's a lot of difference. 127 to 94. That's a lot of damage difference. So we're gonna just grab an executioner and immediately compare between these two. 127, 179. Okay, so yeah, there's still a big difference there. It's definitely not as powerful as an executioner, but of course you're also cutting almost a third of the power score. Now with two of these, you're at a quite low power score. You can do quite a lot with those. Like even if you were just to grab like growl, you don't even need a generator. And you're at you can be at 4,000 power score with these. That's nothing to sneeze at, guys. That's definitely not something to sneeze at. Pinpoint damage, 250. I guess definitely still not as good as some of the other weapons. But damage is really, really accurate. Of course, we now have a direct contender. Yeah, they just have pretty good reload speed, but so do these guns. These guns have a pretty good reload speed. The reload speed, as far as I understand, is actually between those two guns is the same. In comparison, we still, of course, do have these 4.5. You go up by 500, but these guns also just still they have the same like similar damage output here, and it just goes up and ramps up and up and up. Do take those in mind. Those are still things that exist, and those are very, very powerful. So let's go for, I think that's all the new guns, except for, of course, the Assembler, the Annihilator, and the Summoner. So we're just gonna grab 3 Summoners now. We're gonna need to get a big generator on here in order for that to be possible, though. 9, 13. Wait, those are 4. Yeah, those are 4 energy. Okay, that explains things. Of course, they have a decent rate of fire, but the main thing here is, of course, a charged shot. And I do discharge every few seconds. I did not let go of my mouse there. But I do over 400 damage there. And then, of course, you can start shooting in rapid succession and stack up that damage really, really, really fast. These guns are nasty little buggers. Really, really nasty. If you guys want to see anything of these stuff in actual battle, by the way, please say so. I'm currently just throwing the test stuff on here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to grab that assembler gun. This is probably going to be the most underwhelming gun of all of them. Of course, it's a legendary. You have to charge them up, and if you don't do stuff, you heat them up. I do have to check now, do they actually destroy themselves? That's something I have to see now. Yeah, by the looks of him, they don't blow themselves up. They're gonna so you can fuse them. These are really fast firing guns though, wow. These really have to like press the buttons fast, but again, look at the damage. The damage doesn't even nearly stack up compared to machine guns. And of course, you do have the option to charge the shot and like aim. Those still are not very impressive damage numbers. Like if this gun was 4 energy, then I've could have seen this thing being a thing. Because these don't even out damage the normal machine guns. These really are pathetic weapons. And they are really, really sad. Alright, so we do of course have the Annihilators. Oh boy. Oh. Yeah. They still have... Okay, I think they lowered the damage output here, by the looks of it. And also lowered the frequency at which they fire. Why are they not shooting right now? Oh, I'm actually alright of radar range. Okay, never mind. Yeah, they did nerf the damage output by a bit. That's good. That's a really nice thing. That's it, guys. You know what? I'm just gonna go something that I grab something that I made before the stream. I made a little bit of preparation because during the fusion we got this new stuff. So for movement parts, of course, we have the new fusion. The durability we already knew. We got new resistance to damage. Tonnage we got new surface traction here. We also got new power penalty reduced by 50%. Those are new. But also, mass minus 17%. And that led me into building this. This is effectively the heaviest build ever made in Crossout, guys. This thing cuts 3,000 tons, or 3,000 kilograms from the tracks alone. And a buttload more from our other parts. Everything here has minus 17 mass. This thing is effectively around 3,000 kilograms. And it still moves. I guess the greatest part. Before, I had 4 tracks and a pair of cyclones. I've managed to cut so much weight that I've managed to upgrade the cyclones to freaking mammoths. But what you're gonna see is Helios time. Yeah, this thing only has 800 health, as you might be able to see, even though it is a giant boat. So the biggest oddity about things like this, I'm gonna show you guys why the weight system of this game is very much skewed. First up, it can just climb that like no problems, but let me show you what happens when you actually shoot this thing. It actually physically moves the entire build up. And of course, these two do have different perks. This one has minus mass, positive explosion radius, positive negative spread. There's negative mass, negative reloading time. This is actually reloading time, not reloading speed. There's a difference in that. And that's positive rotation speed. So this one is like more responsive than that one is, and that's kind of like good. Probably should move it around though. There we go. Constantly punishes possibility of broken engines. Well, I do have to show you guys the frame job here. I ran out of 6 longs, like, I ran out of different frames, so I actually did have to use a 2x6 frame there. That was a bit of a bummer. Yeah, this overall, the build has been compacted because the 1 wide frames leave less of a gap, which is nice overall. Yeah, let's bring this thing out and see what happens. I'm probably still going to be annihilated by various different builds, but this thing is mostly for fun anyways. 16,500 power score, guys. This is like probably the most ridiculous build I've ever done. Look at the size of that lad. Yeah, remember, the biggest Leviathan I have ever made has 23 tracks. This thing has 10. Almost half that of a Leviathan. Although, like, the Leviathan doesn't, like, it only has, like, 70,000 weight. You could probably get in more now. You can probably go to, like, 25 plus, maybe even 30 tracks on a Leviathan now. Not sure why, but, yeah. This is now a thing, guys. This is now a thing. I will do a separate video on this, lad. Like, how I build it and everything. But this is not a build that can really realistically be built by anyone because it requires all of this stuff to be upgraded for negative mass. And this guy, I don't know what he's doing, but I'm just gonna... Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's a problem. You have to go, man. You have to go. Oh god, I got... Look at that. Turn time. Oh god. Oh, I'm still in one piece, that's which surprises me. Oh, there we go. I think he got under my chassis and got my generator and everything disconnected. Long for a hot fix. Of course, this build does have the new radar detector thingy right there. Maybe I should pull it out, fire, but just put it on the roof and see what happens when somebody close nearby. Next part of blueprints with the battle path. Halves evolution, you do not unlock the those do with the battle pass. You don't need tell me founders. Michael. So as it goes as following. So if you get the different blueprints by during the event, you can only that's the one you get the blueprints. By the end of the event, the blueprints will be locked, and the ones that you unlocked will the ones that you'll be able to craft. But generally, it just means that just one player in the entire player base needs to get the Annihilator drone for it to appear on the market. So you don't have to worry about it too much. Godofredo, that has been actually been known for quite a long time now. But anyhow, for the whole parts, again, they are also only obtainable during the event, but the event lasts a bit longer for the like structure parts. You can still level it up after the event ends, but then all the things like the blueprints, the coins, the stickers, everything, those get locked, but you can still obtain the structure parts. Furthermore, the structure parts are all for non-paying. The ones that you do have to pay for example, are appearance parts, paints, prefabricated parts that already have upgrades for them. So these have minus 17% mass plus 5% tonnage on them. These ones here have plus 10 durability, minus 9 reload time, and plus 15% aim speed. Furthermore, you think like here you can see the array wheel and pre-mated ones. Only structure parts. Structure parts, you'll be fine. The structure parts, as I said, they can be obtained during the event. Take a while to grind through all of that. Yeah, Hulk. Calculations have been made that if you do all the challenges every day, not just every week, but every day, then you should be able to get like all of the rewards, including like you would be able to get all the way up to 74 with the Annihilator drone. Those parts take inventory space. The normal upgraded parts are function just like any other fused parts. Of course, we do have the different other decoration parts and everything in here. There's a whole lot of interesting stuff. But I have not earned that. I've only got the corner railings here, actually. I can show you guys the corner railings. Corner railings, where are they at? Oh wait, I don't have them because this account doesn't have the battle pass. GG. I only got myself this one and the simulator blueprint. So the blueprints, again, for the ones that haven't seen it just yet. So first I have to expand it. Yeah, that is definitely true. So Also, the fact that you actually physically cannot obtain all the items in the game because you just don't have the inventory space to get all the items in the game because there are more items than there are inventory spaces. So if you do have like the thing unlocked there, you can see here's a new item. Now, server's going maintenance. Huh. They just doing a hotfix there. Connecting is probably, yeah, undergoing maintenance. Definitely won't stream probably. Well, oof. This is just not even soon. Soon. This is not soon. uh, Now what we can do, we can pick up the dev blog for you guys. F stream. Well, I can still just go over this here, and just double check stuff with you guys. So the cabin weapons. No, that's not what I want. In-game events of 75 levels. Any further levels don't bring rewards. All players, without exception, both with and without, can unlock the structural parts and the recipes for the new items. So, they also get a bunch of portraits and stickers, but not as much for as with the battle pass. Furthermore, the ones that do have the battle pass get the pre-made parts, and get the upgrades, some coins, and cosmetic items, etc. The coins alone actually give you quite a reward, so the battle pass for $10 is worth it. And you get a bunch of other stuff then. Okay, so when the event ends, the players will have access to all the recipes and structure parts that they managed to unlock. All locked parts, except for structure board, can be purchased on the in-game market from other players. When the event ends, all locked part recipes will be unavailable, but the structure boards can be unlocked sometimes after the event. The unlock method will be announced later on. Well, Michael, this is not quite the end of the stream yet. Uh, I will actually, I will try to log in every few minutes, but we're just going back to the developer block and discuss that with you guys. Waiting and LQ. Okay, so there's a login queue. So the patch is done. I can log back in. Battle Pass. Well, for $10, the normal one is like, yeah, sure, go get it. But the other ones don't do it. So you get the any remaining days reset and replace with new ones at the end of the day. And of the week, all remainings get carried over for the next week. So that's not a problem. So it should still be very easy for you guys to get at least to like level 40, 50 during the event. Even with casual playing, doing only the weekly ones, doing so one a week, you can easily get to up to 50, and you should be able to get all the epic items. The legendary ones aren't really worth it anyways. Like the first one, of course, the laser gun. That one is extremely underpowered as of now, and definitely doesn't feel like a legendary weapon at a 6 energy. But every day. Yeah. Well, the battle pass again, it's not bad. You get a whole bunch of deckers. You get a bunch of coins. Oh, server's still going undergoing maintenance. Even though there's a login queue, you can actually not log in right now. Well, I'm just gonna let that run. Go back to the dev log. So and over to the other one is the drone. Who the hell wants to actually craft their legendary drone? You could also like just buy it from the market. Like it will not actually be expensive. Like it will be less expensive than like pack limited items probably. Like since people can actually craft as many of them as they want once they actually unlock it. So we do get the deluxe battle pass, which is definitely not worth it. Because the only thing it does, in addition to the normal battle pass, is giving you 15 levels into the event progress, and that's it. Yeah, Monopoly on the throne, yeah, that's true. Linux only from the legs, you can craft the legs without having the pass. I just have to get into the game to actually... error 50 to Fenrir? What is that? Game is doing odd stuff right now. Going back into the queue. So yeah. 24 days grind to unlock all. Everything is good. So again, you did the new calculations? I just want a confirmation on that. Southcan, could you calculate for me if you only do the weekly tasks? How many, like how far do you get with only the weekly tasks? So if let's say you would only play once a day, so you maybe and then also maybe a number for if you do only the weeklies and one set of dailies per week, basically. Crazy builds you're gonna do with your new legs. Well, we already have made a direct fire mandrake with them because they are higher up than the normal mag legs, and that's even when they are in the wheel movement mode. So combining those with the stallion wheels, you actually are able to do a direct fire mandrake with them, and it will be controlled by like a wheel-based vehicle. And of course, you can go over to the legs, turn it around faster, stuff like that. The daily quests are endless. As far as I understand, you can get up to 5 a day, but you only have 1 active at a time. Weeklies are 4 active at a time, and it will reset every week. Don't know exactly when they reset. That's something the developers haven't announced, which is something that's kind of annoying. But I have to say, the most annoying thing they pulled with the advent of the special rarity, the parameters of epic parts were updated. You can saw all the new parameters in the game. They nowhere do they say what epic parts are actually changed, and also in no way whatsoever do you see how exactly were they changed. Close launch over the equals need to patch. Okay, so we're gonna close the game in the background. We're gonna go to the home screen and say hello to the screaming girl. Actually, no, you don't. Actually, yes, you do. There we go. Any hope for goblins? Goblins got buffed. Goblins got buffed. So we just gotta patch for 50 MBs. Christian, don't disappear. It says, Michael, it says 1 out of 5 in the top for me. So I assume you're gonna get up to 5. Again, this is stuff that developers are making us figure out on our own. Also, so 7 times 4. So for every week you get 35,000. So you get 7 levels a week if you play 1 day a week. So then we have to do the math. So that's 11 weeks times 5. So you can get up to level 55. Okay, yeah, okay. I'll go to the settings, go full screen, apply that. Windows full screen, apply that. There we go. We can log in. There, we're back in. I got new parts. Okay, those are just the things that I fused. Alright. So up to 55 during do the math. So at 55, you don't quite hit the assembler yet, which is 59. But at 51, you got the trigger, laser drill. We got 43, you got the Omnibox, and in 36 only are the big rims. So it's definitely very much doable to get the big rims. So the big rims 36. So again, just over 5 levels per week. If you do log in once a day, a week, and do all the tasks on that one day, which is gonna take you a few hours. So that's just gonna take you 5 weeks out of the, again, 11 weeks we got available during the event. So that's, you only have to do like half of the weeks. New chassis pick. Feel like only thing I most like was a chassis pick for builds. Yeah, true. But also crazy balls with the new leg. Well, this is not quite the new legs here. His name is 4 per day. You got 42,400 per week. Yeah, then you got all the, you can do everything by then. So yeah, here you actually go. This is one of the crazy builds I made with the new patch. Because of the 17% weight decrease on fusion possibilities, I did it on everything and cut like 5,000 kilograms off the total weight here. So yeah, again, just showing off the build that we made earlier. This is the direct fire Mandrake. Just have to do that, and there you go. Direct fire. If you decide to go up, it's even more direct fire. But then you push yourself back really far because the legs are not putting in any traction whatsoever. Furthermore, you generally have to like reset the wheels after each shot because they're gonna bug into the ground. As you can see, we're now locked. You have to actually reset them because again the wheels get stuck in the ground that way. But still, this is like enough direct fire though. And we do wheelies sometimes. That too. Yeah, direct fire is now definitely possible with the new wheels. That said, of course, the new like a dog crouching. Well, one other thing to note is that these don't actually come above the frame. So with that, you can actually just mount your typhoons just like that. Like, this is not an amazing build, but this is just more proof of concept than anything. I'm using the new radar detector thingy. I'm using normal radar, I use cloak, and of course the Walker legs. Oh, wheeled legs. I'm just gonna move them over, and there we go. And in this mode, they function exactly like the normal legs. But as far as I know, these are actually just better than, straight up better than the normal legs, actually. No, the weapon recoil increases incoming impulse resistance by 20%. That's something these don't have. So again, you don't have the recoil resistance. They're quite tiny. See, under they are not tiny. These are actually taller than the mech legs. So you can actually throw on pretty much anything underneath. Like, this is actually how they go up. Like, this is actually the ground. Quite tiny for legs. They're not tiny. Like, on the top, yeah, sure, they're very compact on the top, but at the bottom, they are much taller. So you have much more room on the bottom here. So again, yeah, you can do that. But it also means you're going to have a very tall build, especially if you have a tall cabin, such as something like the Omni box. Mammoth is possible. We now have to try that. Oop. We now have to try putting on a mammoth on the underbelly of this thing. Try the combo. I've tried them, but it seems totally useless. Like, unless you really want that perk of the lower recoil and impulse resistance by 20%. Like, if you don't need that, there is no reason for you to bring mech legs over the big ram. Because if you put in the mech legs, you can no longer use the different movement modes on the big ram. And you only have the speeds of aiming time buff, but it also those get lower because you have mech legs instead of big rams. You might imagine how that's a bit of an issue there. Anyhow, let's just grab that mammoth. There we go. Yeah, we drove just fine. Oh my god. Oh god. That is very, very cool. Normal legs are almost just basically just trash now. Yeah, basically. That's what happened. Like, unless you want to have the lower height. Like, if you want to have the more compact size, then okay, go with the normal mag legs. My calculator is correct. You can upload 77 if you log once a week. I don't think you should risk that. At least for the first. Uh. So yeah, again, I would not risk doing once a week at first. I'd definitely go every day until at least the first 3 weeks are over. Probably 4 or 5 weeks, even, because then you can more accurately like calculate it. So then, buy levels for the ability to buy levels. I doubt they would XPOP for racing. We can try out how they. Yeah, let's try that out. Of course, we can just grab. What's the best frame for racing? I mean, best cabin. Sharpers, Werewolf. I'm actually not quite sure. Although Dororo can also be a thing. What would be the best cabin for me to throw on there? I'm not very familiar with races, so I'll just ask you guys. Tororo, okay. Tororo cabin. We're gonna have to extend those out in the front as well. We're just gonna throw on one pair of big rim wheels. And they are really wide already, so we don't actually have to widen the frame at all, which is nice. So Cheetah gives us the max movement speed boost. And now we're gonna throw on a bunch of Hermes boosters. Let's see, there's damage time to overheating, acceleration. We're just gonna give it the most strength. Gonna put 4 on those on here, just for testing purposes. Like, we don't really need more than 4 for that. Oh, actually, we do have to swap the big rims to a different button. Because otherwise, of course, they will trigger. Okay, yeah, these do lose grip at higher speeds, but it looks fit. You're not very stable, actually. And you also, furthermore, you have a pretty high center of mass right now. So let's see what happens if we actually lower that by at least a little bit. I gotta put 2 of those here. Not quite where we want them. We want them here. Then we're gonna grab the boosters again, Hermes. Now we can actually put them in really low. Try in leg mode. Yeah, then you're not really gonna notice anything then. I think. I can use them. Like, but you're not gonna accelerate over to 35 at all. You're gonna get slowed down immediately then. But in this case, the build is really stable. You're gonna get really low center of mass on thrusters. That's what you need to do. And of course, you still need to cut as much weight as possible. I say as light as possible, and that's where probably is gonna what's gonna kill these, because they're just so damn heavy on their base value. Also, I'm not good at controlling these. Oh yeah, I can get some free resources that way. Let's see how it behaves when I'm jumping. Ooh, there goes a backflip. So yeah, that's a thing now, I guess. These are just like wheels now. But again, you can just swap around. But like due to the time switching, exhibition race. Just gotta type that in. What belts should I grab here? Guess this one will do. 2 blueprints. Where is that? There we go. Assemble that. So are there any those are no, they're only on left and right spot. Oh. Okay, these things definitely oversteer. These definitely oversteer. Yeah, you lose too much traction, I think. I don't think these are much better than... I think probably Bigfoots outperform them in races. Just a feeling. Wait. Yeah, I'm not really gonna be building in too much into that. Like, I will never get a perfect build anyways, and it'll take a very, very long time. So yeah, what's next? I guess the summiters are gonna be next now. Let's grab a build with a growl. And just set some stuff up so we can try it out. We will need a generator, of course. We've got a gas generator. Put those there. That's also one of that's one of the really nice things here. You can really hide flags and tracks. Who knows? I'm not going to really work too much on this build. Let's just throw 6 wides here. Now let's use the array wheels. 3 and 4. And then just normal ones in the middle. Then in the back, we just need these here. We're gonna go all the way down. There you are. 4 of those. Don't even need that much there. Huh. Oh, let's just throw in our narrow wings. One there, one there. We're gonna put in these on the sides. I think that looks quite nice. Of course, we're not right now. We're actually focused on making this thing look nice more than making it more look functional. But oh well, that doesn't really matter too much. Not gonna spend much time on this thing again. What do these things need though? Let's just think about it. These reload, right? Can I throw on a col? I'm just gonna test it on the back here. Do they? Yeah, they do. They do get a bonus from that. So if we're throwing a Colossus, that works. But Colossus is big. So we're gonna have to make some room for it. I'm gonna try those on the side. 13 out of 14 energy. Good enough. I'll just throw it into a battle now. Takes a while to get it to max 5k. Got a feeling people are up in the higher power scores. Alright, here we go. There we go. Dropping down. Okay, I'm having a difficult time actually hitting things here. Hopefully that offsets the balance on that thing enough so that he doesn't quite... Oop. Well, rip. You're just skipping me. You notice you just notice an ally dropping down. You don't do anything about it. Oh, thank you. Oh, this is the right time for me to charge up. Oh, hello. Ah, didn't get a kill there. We're down to 3 people. We should probably stay together. Oh, I just got one shot. Time to upgrade your fuel tanks. Let's see what that does. We're gonna have to check those now. Upgrade. Durability, negative mass, module explosion, damage radius. You can give it negative mass and less radius. Greenox, the battle pass is not very bad, honestly, because if you play for about like one a day for about like half of the weeks that are remaining in the event, so there's 7 weeks, like 11 weeks total in the event. But if you do like 5 or 6, that's and then just do all the tasks during that 1 week. You're still enough to get like the big room and all the way up to the Omni box, even if you again just do like half to a third of the total week, so like 5-6 weeks, maybe 7. Just do 1 set of tasks a day, and that's enough. Like, I already got 2 of these badges, but there's 1 out of 5 daily challenges, 5 easy raids, earn the badge First Blood. First Blood is probably the best. What we can probably best do is just get a Google search for a lens up build, and I'll just grab this one, I guess. Download that one. Lens a lot. This is probably what we can do for like first kills. The easiest. Greenox. How exactly is it pay to win to though? Like, okay, you get the pre-made parts, but it doesn't mean that you can't fuse them as well. It's like, okay, it's expensive, but strictly speaking, it's not pay to win. Let's see if we can get a first strike here. And backstab. We got 1 kill and 1 disabled. We're just gonna run off now. Honest but oddly specific. True. They are pretty damn specific. I diet. What? No support. We're a 4-player team. We've got 4 AIs on both sides, man. Greenox is not just 5 cars. If you look here, I go now to Founders. I have unlocked the Summiter nailgun. I can rent the workbench and actually like craft the gun. Furthermore, if I actually were to get some structure items, they would go in here. And I can actually test out. Of course, I can test drive all of these as well. Let's just, we'll just check these out. In terms of armor parts, we got a bunch of pretty decent structure parts on the sides. We'll make a new pilot. Well, it's only a temporary event. How we're gonna like, how we're gonna do that pilot thing? Builder. This one has, of course, a new cabin. Oh, here we go. One of the decker parts. That one looks pretty cool. And of course, there's 3 weapons, some other deck parts in the back, and that's it. Soldier has a different one. These are some pylons, and has one of the 3 different guns there. This one has the same 3 gun setup. And another pylons in the back. Not sure why they would need to have 2 instances of the same build. And here we go. Here we got the full build. Oh, that's the second gun on the bottom there. So basically showing off you can undercap a lot of different stuff. Oh, this one have detour in the front. I like that one. Doritos monetize the game and not another pack. That is true. I do prefer this over another pack. Like, let's just say they would do it like this. but with all the, like, let's say they would, after this event ends, they would bring a new event where all the old pack items would become craftable. Like, just think about it, like something like that, where you have to like keep on playing, and if you want to like get more of those items, you of course for free, you want to get the battle pass, and if you want to have more decker, you're gonna get the battle pass. But if you want to craft those things and just like grind through everything on your own, then you still have to use like ability to do so. That would actually be really cool. Greenox, how exactly do I not have anything of the update if they don't want to pay? You got the armor parts, and you got the new the blueprints for the new parts. Like, okay, you don't get the new decor maybe, but you got everything else. So I do have to say again, the fact that they do have the upgraded parts is kind of sucky because you only have like a 3% chance of getting that exact same one build, basically. That kind of sucks, but that's not something we can really do anything against, sadly. Greenox, don't you think most of us will want to go back to like before the hovers? Remember that time where the most advanced thing they had was legs, or even before that, where the most advanced thing we had was tracks. Those were like the interesting times. Honestly, I still don't know why the tracks are still epic great items like armor track, hardened track, small ranks. They could be rares. They still need buffs anyways, because having high health movement parts doesn't really work anymore because like Goliaths are a thing that exists and they don't even just have high health, but they also cover the rest of the build. However, predetermined by the devs. No, not necessarily. Like that's also of course subjective because uh that's something you want to have to like find out for yourself. Okay, so for this one you got plus 10 durability, plus 5% damage, but you also get and minus spread. So durability, damage, spread. The options here are durability, mass, resistance to all damage, projectile charge time, rotation speed, maximum range, optimum range, and spread. So okay, spread is probably one of the best, but projectile charge time will be is super convenient to have. Furthermore, I would actually say that resistance to all damage is better than durability. Because let's say you have a build, let's just theoretically, you have a part that's 80% durability against melee attacks, so they only receive 20% damage. If you get resistance to all damage plus 10% on top of that, it actually is 90% resistance to melee attacks, so in that return you only go 10% damage. So that actually means that you will actually half the amount of damage that you would otherwise receive before the fusion. So any parts that have damage resistances should be fused towards resistance to damage rather than durability. And of course, mass can also be a huge thing on heavy builds. A mass upgrade on a mammoth goes from 2633 kilograms, so 2633 kilograms, to 2194. You cut 400 kilograms with that. I think the same thing with Goliaths. You cut 300 kilograms by upgrading it to deal negative weight. That's a lot of weight reduction. Greenox, remember, technically you download this and play this game for entirely free. While the developers need to pay the company every month to keep the servers up. They need to pay their employees every month to keep everything up. So we're paying once, but they're paying every month. So in order for them to be able to pay, they might either get the already existing players to pay every month, or they would require the uh or they would acquire, like, if it's a pay to play game, they would need a steady stream of new players every month. In that case, like, they wouldn't really care whether they keep the players or not, because as long as people keep buying it, then there's no problem. But in this case, they do need to keep their players. So, and that's why I'm really, like, ever since I started doing my college, which is game development. Actually, I learned to code and how to actually make games. I've learned to respect game developers more and more, because remember, if they make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes, you know. And there's, for example, if you were a chef cook, you're gonna get complaints that food is overcooked or still raw every single day. You're gonna make those mistakes every single day. These developers make one update every month, or every 2 or every 3 months. If they fuck up even once, the entire player base is gonna rage at them, you know. And if you always compare it to how the game was before, but at the same time, the game is still enjoyable. At least I think it is. Like, you get to experiment with builds, and overall, just me not being around for a while, like going away and coming back to this game, fresh look. I can enjoy the game again. I wasn't honestly, I didn't enjoy it anymore before I took my leave when I started doing college. But right now, I actually enjoy this game quite a bit again. And overall, I just, yeah, respect the developers for what they made. And even though I'm currently not able to buy things, I will probably buy stuff pretty regularly to support them in order to make the game better. Like, they do try stuff, you know. Like, the diffusion stuff, new fusion system is definitely better than the one before. It's more rewarding, and you actually, if you wanna get one specific upgrade, so let's say, well, for cabins it's the only exception. If you wanna have one specific upgrade, oof, Michael Daggers. Oh, I don't really care too much. So yeah, you wanna have one specific upgrade for your cabin. Let's say you wanna have that weight limit increase. You have 33% of getting it, because it's gonna roll in handling, power, tonnage, or weight limit. At the same time, you also get one out of these three: durability, mass, or resistance to all damage. And in addition, you're gonna get one of these three self-destruction upgrades, which are honestly useless, but they're still there, you know, and I'll take them for free. And of course, if you want to get one specific reliability and one specific handling upgrade, you're gonna go down to 10%. But remember, before, with machine guns, you had, anyway, more pay to, it's not, still not really pay to win, because the upgrades are still easily obtainable and hardly noticeable. But like, at first, this machine gun had 10 different options. You had 10% chance of getting the one you wanted. But right now, if you just want to have that 5% extra damage, or the 10% extra durability, you have a 33% chance of getting it. Like, I do really favor the new system here. Well, for me, would have been okay if one running. Well, that's still something like you can't really do anything against. Remember, technically speaking, they don't control the market. They only control the rate at which money is bought. Like, it's still worse in console, because on console there is a whole lot of more coins in the systems, so coins have less value. So for them, it costs more real money to buy the same parts, because the same parts are worth more coins. Over time, because of trade taxing, there's going to be less coins in the system, and all the prices will naturally drop over time. Like, there's more demand. The demand will probably stay around the same, but there's more going to be more supply, And again, there's going to be less coins, so coins will become more valuable over time. So over time, like the grind will stay unchanged. But remember the time, like scorpions used to be 50,000 coins. They're now under 20,000 already. And that's just like one big example. Like these went from over 50,000 to 20,000. They control the continues. The price are what they expect. They controlled indirectly. Like they can try to make changes, but it still doesn't guarantee for them that the price will go up and down. That still won't guarantee a thing. And like, if they nerf a weapon, of course the price drops. But everybody will rage at it because they've nerfed the weapon. Like unless it's really needed because the gun is too powerful, Firebug, anyone. Like you're not really gonna know like have side effect. It's really hard to control that kind of stuff. So blaming the developers in that part, again, of course, they make them really expensive to obtain. Like I think they should have stopped at legendary and just put these in as more unique legendaries, and then like made it so that the uranium ore or like you would get increased rewards from the clan wars instead of like the uranium ore, which is only useful against making scorpions, for actual crafting. Uranium will definitely drop on price. But Michael Deckers, what will that do for the players that actually grinded their ass off for that uranium? They're gonna be mad as fuck because they grinded their ass off for that. And giving away coins, they also can't really do that too much either because then you're gonna piss off for the people that paid for their coins. While a few days to get something, well, a few days they could have gotten it for free. People are always gonna complain no matter what you do. You're not gonna be able to like do anything about that. And that's it. I think we're done renting from now. Let's go back to actually making a build. And I think I want to go grab the Omni box. I'm gonna go for the reloading base thing. Then front left to steering control, change mode and max speed. About making pack items craftable. Would that then you would complain for the people that actually like bought those items because they saw monetary value in having those items and suddenly they lose their value. Even though the change is mostly going to be negative, there are going to be people that are going to be pissed off at that. Hard to say something good. Good. I've played this game. I've played this game for over 5 years now. I've been in Battle Test 1, which is before. That's the first thing after Alpha, and it has been a full year before closed beta. I have been playing this game back when crafting required decker items, and which had like a 1% chance of dropping in normal battles. Like getting those decker items was like impossible. By the end of the test thing, I didn't even have a single rare. I could do nothing. Like, this is an MMO game, but still has issues with a whole lot of stuff that simply cannot quite be changed. Well, again, I said we're gonna go back to that new cabin. And one thing I have to say, this cabin just feels very, very tall. Even though it's only 6 tall, and like the humpback's actually taller. Let anything be done to the grind. Well, they changed the requirement of resources for crafting rare and epics, and supposedly it would made it easier to craft those, but the legendary have become a bit more expensive in return. As a creator, well, of course, like I don't really see myself as a content creator anymore. Honestly, like I've been out of the run and out of the loop for a long time. Yeah, something I will keep saying. I'm going currently from a player to a creator. Like, I'm learning how to make my own games. And I'm looking up to like how much shit I'm gonna have to do, how much shit the players are gonna throw at me for making mistakes that I can't change. Like, it's gonna happen. Now, I can't do anything about it, but accept it, you know? $12,000 value. Well, honestly, like, having them cheaper would be better, but, you know, because they become more accessible for the overall player base. But as said, you get people that complain regardless. I just want to try out all the new stuff here. And no, I don't know what I'm actually doing right now, honestly. You guys are catching me quite off guard with all the discussion stuff going on. That's bad reports. Yeah. It's not something we can really change either, can we? How much? Well, Lipit, depending on whether you mean last patch or when they first introduced. Only a couple people barely see shit compared. Yeah, true. True. I'm gonna grab the new cannon, the prosecutor. Yes, we do have big weapons. So let's see what we can actually get in terms of reload out of this. These are fast. This is the fast little bugger now. Of course, 79 kilometers an hour, and as soon as you go down, you go to 74. But now we got. This is a decent fire rate. But we're at 5.3 thousand power score. Not sure what I'm gonna be doing with that, but anyhow. Can't wait to get grinding. Yeah. I want to have to reduce mass on these ones. Move this 2 forward. No, 1. Try the new shotguns. I've tried the new shotguns, but they do not seem to be better than the sledgehammers. Honestly. Like, you're probably still better off taking sledgehammers, especially considering the lower power score. 20 shots of ammunition here. Effective is fuse radiators. If you want to get a module effectiveness is 33%. All the upgrades, actually no. Radiator efficiency. Yeah, you actually do have a 100% to get module efficiency on this one. Look at that. Let's just double check. Yep. Efficiency. There you go. 100% chance. I actually now realize it's actually 4:30 for me. I'm gonna have to actually round things up soon. So we're just gonna make this into a small little build, and we're just gonna bring this thing into one more battle. Kind of interesting how we can actually clip those in there. And we're gonna throw on danger pattern. Because of course we're gonna go for the building supply shit. This thing is 6,000 power square, oof. That's a pretty high power square. Of course we have the exposed generator as well. New powers from the shotties. Yeah, they're rare. Like the rares have much lower power score than the new ones. Well, 74, we go to 79. Now we got mobility. You have quite a few seconds before it actually changes. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm already gonna be shredded up right now. I'm already dead. People still play low power score wretches with sledgehammers. And they're still very, very good. Not even sure how much power score these guys have even. Oh yeah, I did get powered up. Plus 500 power score here. This guy has 6.5. We're all at 6, and this guy's 7.6 even. Definitely not as bad as the one that we had at 5,000 power score. So yeah, like I actually have an appointment in a few minutes, so I actually really have to finish up now, guys, sadly. So, no, we do have to bring it out for one more run. This is gonna be the last match of today, guys, and after that I'm gonna say bye-bye. This is for the ones that haven't seen it, because there are probably a few new people that have joined or left the chat. This is my 10-track dual Goliath build. 25,122 kilograms. 3 kilograms from the maximum weight. Of course, due to like some reason, the actual maximum mass that you can have is actually 1 kilogram above their supposed limit. So we actually have 2 more kilograms to spare in this entire build. Backflip build. Oh, I can't. I really can't, man. But side blocking that dude. Doesn't really matter too much. I'm gonna be blocking a whole lot more than just that dude once I get in here. Oh, I lost a gun. That's not good. Oof. Well, still not competitive, but sure as hell still fun. I really wish I could give a build out like this to you, one of you guys, to play with. Oh well. As far as I know, I still can't. I can't still do the share thingy. Actually, I can. Okay, guys. Next stream, we're gonna bring out this build, and we're gonna broadside battleships with each other. Okay. That said, hope you guys all enjoyed as always. And I'll see you guys all next stream. Have a good day.